Imagine if the difference between, "that was nice," and, "oh my god," wasn't luck, chemistry, or guesswork, but simple, evidence-based tweaks to how you position your bodies. If you've ever wondered why some nights everything clicks and other nights feel like a struggle, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know the 4 positions most likely to lead to female orgasm, backed by real measurements of clitoral blood flow, and a handful of easy techniques that can supercharge pleasure in almost any setup. Welcome to Stoicism Drive. Here we turn research into practical steps you can actually use. A 2022 study used 3D models and ultrasound to see what happens to the clitoris in different positions. Why that matters. Increased blood flow to the clitoral tissue correlates with higher arousal and a greater likelihood of climax. In addition to imaging, a volunteer couple tried several common positions while researchers looked for changes in clitoral blood flow patterns. Across the data and related research, 4 positions consistently stood out. Let's walk through them, what they are, why they work, and how to make each one feel incredible. Position number 1. Face to face. Woman on top. This is a classic for good reason. The receiving partner controls angle, depth, pace, and pressure, 4 levers that directly affect clitoral stimulation. Because weight and motion are coming from above, the pubic bone can press more consistently against the clitoral area with each glide or grind. Imaging showed dramatic, symmetric increases in clitoral blood flow in this position, on both sides, making it among the most orgasm-friendly ways to connect. How to dial it in. Start slow and shallow to find the angle where the most pressure lands on the clitoris. Not just deep inside. Think rock and roll rather than in and out. Rocking the pelvis forward and back maintains steady contact where it matters. Hands on hips, lower back, or thighs can help guide micro adjustments. Small angle shifts, often just a few degrees, can transform sensation. If knees get tired, bring a pillow under them or pivot to a semi-squat for bursts of intensity. Position number 2. Face to face. Man on top, with a pillow under the hips. Traditional missionary can be wildly effective with a simple prop. Placing a pillow beneath the receiver's hips tilts the pelvis upward, directing more of the partner's weight and motion toward the clitoral area rather than straight down the vaginal canal. Ultrasound patterns in the study showed a strong, uniform boost in clitoral blood flow with this adjustment, yes, just from a pillow. How to dial it in. Use a firm pillow, folded towel, or wedge, enough lift to rotate the pelvis, not strain the lower back. Keep movements smaller and more deliberate at first. Short, controlled thrusts or gentle grinding often produce steadier clitoral pressure than long strokes. Try aligning the pubic bone directly over the clitoris and think, press and circle, instead of only thrusting. A quick note on comfort and sleep. You'll hear a lot of talk about props, pillows, wedges, and supportive surfaces because comfort affects relaxation, arousal, and ultimately orgasm. Quality sleep also supports hormones, mood, and recovery. You don't need fancy gear. A good pillow and a mindful setup go a long way. The goal is simple: reduce strain, increase contact, and create space for focus and pleasure. Position number 3. The coital alignment technique, CAT. Think of CAT as a smarter variation of missionary. Instead of traditional in and out thrusting, both partners shift their bodies slightly higher against each other so the base of the penis or the pubic bone presses directly against the clitoris during penetration. Rather than pumping, you move together in a gentle rocking motion, sliding your bodies up and down as one. Why it works. Continuous, targeted clitoral pressure. Less friction inside, more stimulation where most women are more sensitive. A repeatable rhythm that's easy to sustain without racing to the finish. How to dial it in. Begin with shallow penetration, then slide upward a few centimeters so the pubic bone aligns with the clitoris. Replace thrusts with a shared pelvic rock. Imagine slowly polishing a coin between you. Expect a learning curve. You're syncing breath, hips, and timing. Treat it like a slow dance you master together. Use verbal cues or simple words, higher, slower, stay there, to keep the sweet spot under continuous contact. One of the most encouraging findings from research on CAT: women who previously struggled to climax from intercourse alone often succeeded when using this technique. If it feels awkward at first, that's normal. Stay playful and keep adjusting. Position number 4. Seated, face to face. Both partners sit on a chair, edge of the bed, or propped with pillows, facing each other. It's intimate, grounding, and great for eye contact and chest-to-chest closeness. While this position did increase clitoral blood flow in the study, it wasn't as strong as the first two, mainly because gravity doesn't add as much pressure directly over the clitoral area. How to dial it in. Close the gap, hips touching, torsos connected, to maximize pressure transfer. Use the hands to guide small circles or gentle grinding. If the angle feels flat, add a cushion under the receiver or tilt the pelvis slightly forward. Techniques that turbocharge any position. Positions set the stage, techniques make the scene. Here are 4 research-supported methods that can elevate sensation in almost any setup. 1. Angling. Tiny changes in hip or pelvic angle can dramatically shift stimulation from mostly internal to mostly clitoral or balanced. Try lifting the hips, tucking the pelvis, or stacking a folded towel to change the line of contact. A few degrees can turn good into wow. 2. Rocking. The cat idea. Used broadly, rocking keeps steady contact with the clitoris, whereas long thrusts often break it. Think of your pelvis like a slow metronome, steady, even, unhurried. If staying in sync is tough, match movement to breathing. Inhale together, rock forward together, exhale together. 3. Shallowing. Focus stimulation at the entrance of the vagina, the area rich with nerve endings, rather than going deep every time. Short strokes or even micro-movements right at the opening can be surprisingly intense, especially when combined with external pressure. 4. Pairing. Direct clitoral stimulation during intercourse. Use a hand or a toy, either partner can do it. Combining external clitoral stimulation with penetration is a game changer. Surveys show up to about 70% of women report that this blend increases pleasure and their chance of orgasm. If your hands get tired, switch positions without breaking rhythm, or let the receiving partner lead the tempo. Small details, big results. Pace. Slow is not boring. Many bodies respond best to gradual, layered arousal, warmth, pressure, rhythm, then intensity. Think build, not sprint. Pressure over thrusting. Continuous pressure on the clitoris often outperforms deep, fast strokes. Keep checking where the pressure is landing. Lubrication. Comfort increases focus. Use lube generously to reduce friction and let pressure, not scraping, do the stimulating. Breath and pelvic floor. Exhaling on waves of pleasure and relaxing the pelvic floor, or pulsing gentle kegels, can amplify sensation. Communication. Replace guessing with short, useful cues. Up a bit, stay there, softer, more, clear, kind, and simple. Troubleshooting and variations. If knees or hips get sore in woman on top, try a higher straddle, bring the feet forward, or switch to a supported squat for 15 to 30 seconds at a time. If the pillow in missionary feels too high, flatten it or slide it under the lower back instead of the hips and test again. In seated positions, widen or narrow the stance to adjust pressure and angle. A footrest can make a dramatic difference. When cat loses contact, pause, reset alignment by sliding upward together, and restart the rocking motion. If distractions creep in, hold still for a few breaths. Maintain gentle contact, and let sensation rebuild before moving again. A simple conversation script. Not sure how to bring this up without killing the mood? Try, "Hey, I watched something that explained how a tiny angle change can increase clitoral pressure and make everything feel better. Want to experiment and find our best spot together?" Curiosity beats criticism. You're not fixing each other, you're discovering what works for your unique bodies. Putting it all together. Here's a quick roadmap. Choose one position known for clitoral pressure, woman on top or missionary with a pillow. Find the angle that keeps steady contact on the clitoris. Switch from thrusting to rocking to maintain that contact. Add pairing with a hand or toy when you're close, or right from the start if that feels best. Keep the conversation light, playful, and specific. Final thoughts. Everyone's anatomy and preferences are a little different, and that's not a problem. That's the adventure. The common thread in the research is simple. More consistent clitoral pressure and better blood flow mean greater arousal and a higher chance of orgasm. Use angles, props, and patient rhythm to work with your body, not against it. Be present, be kind, and keep it fun. Novelty isn't just exciting, it can lead to stronger, more reliable climaxes over time. If this breakdown helped, support the work, like the video, subscribe to Stoicism Drive, drop a comment with what you want us to test next, and share this with someone who'll appreciate practical, respectful advice. Your feedback shapes future episodes, and your shares help more couples enjoy better, science-backed intimacy.